I'm Masaru Sato. I'm at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm Assistant Press Secretary, Director of International Press Division. Thank you very much for coming at such a short notice. I'm planning to talk about a few things about Japan's position on Takeshima issue. And first, I will make a brief opening statement, and then I will open the floor to your possible questions. And I have a few handouts. And first, the Foreign Ministry press release, which was released yesterday, and another actually paper is a copy of a map of Korea, and also the handout regarding explaining our stance on Takeshima. So let me explain first that the ground rule for this press conference, and I can go on the record, and otherwise unless I specify otherwise, and you can attribute to a spokesperson for at the Foreign Ministry of Japan. Well, then let me begin. And first, yesterday, as you may know, that there was a meeting of ministers related to the issue of Takeshima at Prime Minister's office. And at that meeting, sorry, could you just wait? There was an instruction given to the foreign minister that regarding the sovereignty issue of Takeshima, yesterday, August 21st, there was a ministerial meetings attended by ministers and related to the Takeshima issue, and attended by Prime Minister himself. And Prime Minister made an instruction to the minister that several points. First of all, our government need to be fully prepared to make an amicable, peaceful solution of the dispute concerning Takeshima based on international law. And also, he instructed us to strengthen our activities to send out our messages on Japan's position to the global community. And there are other instructions, but I can just stop here. And in order to carry out these instructions in Korea, our government has decided to return our ambassador to Korea, Mr. Muto, as of today, who was temporarily back to Japan after the landing of Korean President, ROK President Lee on Takeshima on August 10th. Based on this development, I would like to explain briefly our position on Takeshima. And August 21st, Japan officially presented the Republic of Korea with a diplomatic proposal to institute proceedings before the International Court of Justice by a special agreement between the two countries, and proposed about conciliation based on the exchange of notes constituting an agreement between the two countries concerning the settlement of disputes on the of Takeshima to settle it in a calm, fair, and amicable way based on international law. A counselor at the Japanese embassy in Seoul delivered the diplomatic proposal to the ROK Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade in Seoul yesterday afternoon. And the document in front of you is, please refer to the attached this MOFA press release. And the Republic of Korea is an important member of the global community and supports the rule of law throughout international society through its activities in the United Nations and other international organizations. Additionally, the ROK government has been positioning itself under the catchphrase of Global Korea. In this light, Japan believes that the ROK should fairly and unequivocally accept Japan's proposal if it truly believes in its claim over the islands. While Japan has made efforts recently in establishing a forward-looking relationship with the ROK at a variety of levels, President Lee illegally set foot on Takeshima on August 10th, which clearly marred our mutual ties. Japan sincerely hopes that the ROK will sincerely respond to Japan's good faith. President Lee's action has once again placed the spotlight on the sovereignty issue over the islands. However, the islands are clearly an integral and inherent part of Japanese territory under international law, which is supported by historical facts. This is a basic stance of government of Japan on Takeshima as of today. And I just would like to take this occasion to share with you some historical facts using other documents which I distributed. Regarding the facts, multiple historical documents confirm that Japan established its sovereignty over Takeshima at least by the mid-17th century. On the other hand, there is no evidence that Korea had control over Takeshima before the establishment of Japan's territorial sovereignty. In January 1905, government of Japan made a cabinet decision to incorporate Takeshima into Shimane Prefecture. Later, upon the drafting of the San Francisco Peace Treaty, the ROK submitted to the United States government a request to include Takeshima among the territories Japan should renounce. At the time, United States government declined this request made by ROK, thereby expressing its position that Takeshima is an integral territory of Japan. This position is further verified by the fact that Takeshima was later designated as a bombing range for US forces in Japan in 1952 by a bilateral agreement under the Japan-US Security Treaty. In light of the historical facts and based upon international law, Takeshima is an integral and inherent part of the Japanese territory. However, in 1952, the ROK unilaterally proclaimed an artificial boundary encompassing Takeshima, which it called the Shenman-Lee Line, in clear contravention of international law, and ROK has been illegally occupying Takeshima until today. ROK claims that the Usan Island, which I will briefly explain in details, which is described in old Korean texts such as Sinjundong, Yaoji, Sangnam. If you have a map, actually this brochure, explaining 10 issues of Takeshima. Please go to the page 4, 2 or 4, 3 or 4. There's some little explanations here. And there's some Korean documents cited here. And one of them is a revised edition. It's an English translation of a Korean name, but revised edition of the augmented survey on the geography of Korea, published in 1531, which appears on the fifth line from the bottom on the page 3. And this document and the other documents indicate that Korea is aware of the existence of the two islands. One is Utsuryu Island, and the other is Usan Island. And they believe that this Usan Island is the present-day Takeshima. Based on this information, but if you look at this, I'm just citing one kind of fact which contradicts Korean assertion that Takeshima is their own. If you look at this map, this is a map which appears on this historic document of 1531. And there are two islands indicated here on the right side of the map. One is Utsuryu Island, and the other is Usan Island. Utsuryu Island is, those two islands are written in Chinese characters. The one described in 3 Chinese characters, Utsuryu Island, to the right. And the other one between Utsuryu Island and the Korean Peninsula, the center is land of Korean Peninsula, and is Usan Island. And this map appears in the historic document of Korea. But the Usan Island is located west of Utsuryu Island. Usan is what they claim to be present-day Takeshima. But actually, Takeshima is located east of Utsuryu Island. So this clearly shows that Usan Island is not Takeshima of today. This is just one example of facts which supports Japan's claim. I don't wish to go into details today from this podium, because we are now preparing for the legal proceedings before ICJ. But this clearly shows that their claim over Takeshima is incorrect. So, and also in this press release, you can see that the yesterday we proposed the joint action together with Republic of Korea to bring this issue before ICJ, together with the process that is called conciliation, based on the exchange of notes regarding the settlement of dispute between the two countries, which are considered as an agreement between the two countries. So we would like to, as I said, that we would like to see Korea will respond our request, and we believe that Republic of Korea will fairly and unequivocally, squarely accept our proposal. So I'd like to stop here, and if you have any questions regarding Takeshima issue, you're more than welcome to ask.